Two teams that came into the NFL together back in 1976. The Seahawks and Bucs are underway. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. First down and much more here for Jones. The 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. 1st and 10 right at the 20. A shotgun give to Fournette. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. They're mounting a nice drive here. Good chunk of yardage there again. O-line, they've been solid this drive.
They have that look about them right now that says, if you do anything but run the ball behind us, you're crazy.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Tom Brady keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Bucs take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now a 7-0 game. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
They go back to Carson here on second. Running right through it. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
They'll run on first down. It's Carson, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To throw on second and 6, Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. It's a big play there for Seattle.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Gerald Everett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
he would have kept it on the ground.
Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These 2 teams all tied after 1. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Here's a give to Jones running left. 78 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's a give to Fournette. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. A handoff to Fournette. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, 40 yards. And the Bucs have taken the lead.
Well, what a first half he's had running the football. Another terrific run there, and this one finds the end zone.
Well, we know he's a guy who's capable of coming up with big plays in the running game, and his offensive line knows it as well. That keeps them motivated, looking for those extra blocks to give him room to run downfield.
Extra point up and good by Succop. And that makes the score 14-7. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. Exited the pocket, trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. To throw, it's Brady. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. He got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
A fairly short kick from the 14. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time, 1-play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people would think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to Carson here on second.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Carson. They find some open field here. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. On 1st down, Carson. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. This is Carson. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Carson. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
To throw is Wilson. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Here's Wilson to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Seahawks. Freddie Swain, a 14-yard touchdown.
And the Seahawks get a late score here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is down to a field goal. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they may just be content to take this 3-point lead and head into the locker room. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On play action, now Brady. Wide open, Gronkowski. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Well, there it is, partner. Brady to Gronk, their first connection of the game.
You think those two often in sync?
I don't think there's any question about it. And look, we know Gronk has a whole lot of fun, but he's deadly serious about his football, as is Tom Brady. Two great competitors, two fantastic players.
Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, 56.
Snap comes at one, and it's Brady. Dancing to his left. Airing this one out for Evans. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Vita Vea forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. After the sack, they'll come up now, third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Here's Carson. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson flush to his right. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Shaquille Barrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Throwing is Wilson. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around a 30. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back now in Tampa. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that will make this a 4-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. This is Jones. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The sack backs him up, 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. Back to throw. Brady looking middle. It's caught by Gronkowski. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They run again with Carson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
So points so crucial in a tight game like this, but this kick off the goalpost, and that'll keep the score right where it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made this a two-score game, but any cushion this late definitely would have helped. Now they need to ask their defense for another stop, and that's going to require some work.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On 2nd and 9, Brady. He's got his tight end over the middle, O.J. Howard. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They'll run on 1st down. Jones. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Tanner Muse there defensively.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
To throw is Brady. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 39.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. The give is to Jones. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Brady to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Extra point put through by Succop. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Throwing now is Wilson. Rolling to his right. He's going to let it fly.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
Here's 2nd and 10.
One last shot for Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Well, we saw a close game that kept us